Hey YouTubers, and welcome to Bevins Bricks. And I thought while I am running around my basement trying to clean up from my latest disaster. When I say disaster, I don't actually mean disaster. What I actually mean is my latest build. And what it is I just ran out of some more pieces while I was working on the tan skyscraper building. And I thought I would take a quick minute and kind of explain the importance of why I'm redoing a bunch of things in my city, which is also why it's kind of taken me a long time to get my city back to where I actually had it and want to see it. So I'm pretty excited about a lot of the changes I'm going to be doing, but at the same time it's taken me a lot more time than I really wanted it to. So anyway, let me get something set up, let me get this music turned off, and then we'll get to the discussion I want to have. And anyway, my table is still a bit of a mess, but the discussion I wanted to talk about was scaling. And what I mean by scaling is the fact that I've been realizing with a lot of my buildings, not so much with my airport or my train station or any of the large buildings, because that's something totally different. Those buildings are intentionally very large as the actual buildings themselves. They have 20 to 30 foot ceilings in them. So with buildings like that, I'm not really concerned about the height and well, the height per floor for scaling. And one of the examples of what I want to show that for is, okay, this brown building here. When I first did it, mind you, it didn't look bad and it was fine. But now that I'm adding a floor to it, I actually just added a little bit of height to it as well. But the thing is it's still what I call the Lego standard. And this is what I mean by the Lego standard. Almost every single Lego building, any Lego modular building you build, is either 7 studs or 8 studs in height. And this is what I mean by that. Let's take, this is the Assembly Square building. So let's use this as an example. Let's flip it to the back. Now when I say something's 8 studs in height, and I'm trying to hold it on a slight angle so you can kind of see the bricks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of bricks, and then if you count the 1, 2, 3 plates, that makes it 7 studs per floor. And that's why I said almost every building is either 7 or 8 studs. For example, this building, this is one of the floors out of the it was the pet shop modular building. Matter of fact, I still got the little or minifig in there painting the walls. But if you tilt this on the side so you can kind of see the pieces a little better. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 studs high, and then if you count the 1, 2, 3 plates, that makes it 8 studs a floor. And again, let's go back to this building, which is the blue building that I remodified. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, and then another row of studs. So this one's actually 8 studs and 1 row of plates higher. But mind you, the original build of this was only 7 studs in height. This building I actually altered and made it a little thicker. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I didn't. So that was the original height. So again, this was an 8 stud, 1 plate high building. But originally, that building when I made it, which I've now adjusted it, that's the current standard I'm going to stay with, because this particular building now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the top floor, but the rest of the floors are only 8 per floor. And when I'm talking about a floor height, I'm always talking about at the point of separation. So if you were to take this off on this particular building, the top floor is one stud higher than the rest of it. But now if you take this building, let me bring it over to you now, and we count it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3 rows of plates, and that gives us our 8 studs of floor. Now, here's where I have a problem. My apartment complex. I love it. I think it looks fantastic, but next to all the modular buildings and even the new modulars, or the skyscrapers, if you will, that I'm working on, it's huge. It's almost too huge. And I know some buildings can vary in sizes. I think to me though, a floor should be no more than probably 9 studs if I want to stay to the Lego standard and the Lego scale. That way all the Lego modular buildings actually look good. My particular building, though, just to show you, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus 3 plates. So that's 10 studs and a floor. So that building is a building I'm going to be probably remocking up a little bit. Won't be much of an alteration, but what I'm going to probably do is take one row of bricks out of that building, so that way it looks more at home next to the rest of the buildings. And I can even show you other examples of it as well. Because if you were to look at the brick bank, again, that is 8 studs per floor. Trying to think of the other modular buildings. The detective's office, I believe, is 8 studs per floor. There's another building that's 7 studs, and I don't remember which one it is. But anyway, to me, and as you can see here, again, by looking at these side by side, it doesn't look horrible next to each other. But the thing is when you're looking at a 4-story building, and then that's a 4-story building, that 4-story building is towering over that 4-story building. And it's fine for there to be a slight substance in distance, or difference in height, but typically, at least how I'm looking at it and how I'm kind of figuring things out right now, I feel that it should be no more than a stud apart. So to me, the Lego standard, as what I call it, is going to either be 7, 8 to me, or a max of 9 studs per floor, and that it's including the plates for each floor. So that building's going to be getting a little bit of an alteration. This one already got its facelift. I still got to do 2 more floors, and what it is I ran out of the tiles to be able to keep this separated, because after building this and playing with it a little bit, I decided I'm going to be putting some interior decorations in that building, and I wanted to be able to pull it apart. Mind you, the decorations that I'll be putting in that particular building will probably be somewhat downscaled, if you will. It's because I'm not tiling the floors and all that. To me, there's no point in doing tiling and all that in the large buildings I have like this, for the simple fact of once the building's sealed up, you'll never see it anyway. So to me, it's not as important to make it so beautiful. Where I like to focus the main attention for tiling work and things of that nature, if I am going to tile, it's always just the first floor, which is the business floor, and the sidewalks and things like that. Or the prime example of my large buildings, my convention center being one of them, my train station being another one. Because those are buildings you can actually see them on the inside from the outside very clearly, and I wanted those buildings to be very detailed and very aesthetically pleasing, is the reason that those got tiled on the interior. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to kind of touch on scaling and what I'm doing, and part of the reason why it's taken me so long to get my table back in shape, because I am desperately trying to get everything down to what I am calling the Lego standard. So as always, real quickly, if you can, check out my new merchandising page. I'm putting a link of that in the description of this video below, and I will also be putting a link to that in the comments section below. And feel free to look around and browse and tell me what you think, and if you like anything, go ahead and give it a buy. And if you don't like it, I believe there is a 30-day money-back guarantee on all purchases on that website. So if you get a chance and have a look, go ahead and take a look at that new merch shop. And every purchase that's made on that shop does support my page growth and my builds. So I would really appreciate any and all support. So anyway, as always, thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below, and we'll see you next time on Bevins Bricks.